The new trailer for Pokémon Scarlet and Violet just came out and it was crazy. I'm talking about how this trailer is just the start of huge changes for the franchise, including these and future games, and heck, even the anime. For this video, I'm going to be talking about the multiplayer functionality. The trailer revealed some huge implications for this feature and no one is talking about it, so here I am. I hope you guys share your thoughts in the comments as well. Okay, so over 20 years, the Pokemon games have kept a very formulaic design for the most part. Get a starter Pokemon, battle your rival, and take on the Pokemon League. Oh, and as a 10-year-old, you're qualified to dismantle an entire terrorist organization all by yourself. Crazy. Also, every single one of these games were intended to be single player, meaning you could only explore the region, catch Pokemon, and take on NPCs all by yourself. Multiplayer was reserved for either battling with friends or trading for game-exclusive Pokemon. That's about it. Essentially a marketing scheme to incentivize more sales of their games. Legends Arceus marked a huge overhaul for the games, yet it still couldn't get away from being a single-player game. But when the second Scarlet and Violet trailer was released on June 1st of 2022, we got game-changing, heck, franchise-changing news. The upcoming games will support a multiplayer option, beyond just trading and battling. Not only does Scarlet and Violet feel like Gamefreak's magnum opus, but I am confident these games are going to be the best games ever in the entire franchise. But let's narrow our discussion to what I believe is the biggest reveal in the trailer: the multiplayer functionality. In this video, I'll be talking about the new multiplayer feature and what it means for the games, including what it means for the in-game story, whether you can fight NPCs with your friends in double battles, the wild Pokemon, and how different Scarlet and Violet really can be. So multiplayer. Yes, the game is going to offer multiplayer, specifically with up to 4 players. Looking at the description, I originally thought this would be a sort of local multiplayer, as it mentioned family could play together, and what kind of family would buy more than one Pokemon game for a single generation? Anyways, I'm actually pretty confident multiplayer is only offered to those who own the actual game. Meaning, if you want all 4 players to play the same game in the same multiplayer, all 4 of you need to own a copy of Scarlet or Violet to take part in this online functionality. This is because the actual footage shows all 4 trainers running in separate directions, and I have a hard time believing a single Switch is capable of this feat if this were a local multiplayer mode. Also, how would choosing your starter Pokemon work? And to add to this, Gamefreak wants to incentivize the sale of more copies of the games, not give a package of a single game that offers entertainment for 4 people, 3 more than what it usually does. So yeah, that debunks the local multiplayer theory. P.S. The trailer also says to connect with friends, implying it would be an online functionality, most probably only with people who own the games. My next point, and what's more interesting to me, is that the trailer showed players of Pokemon Scarlet playing multiplayer, aka in the same overworld, as owners of Pokemon Violet. No one else brought this up, so I really wanted to discuss this and the contingencies if this were true. And actually, I think this is true because the trailer shows trainers in the Scarlet outfit and trainers in the Violet outfit in the same multiplayer game. Which that's crazy because there are some critical implications for the story and the game itself. Firstly, the story can't have stark differences between the counterpart games, right? Like how would one host game that everyone is connected to be able to handle rendering the villain and overworld differences found in Pokemon Scarlet, yet also handle all the specifics for Pokemon Violet players? Does this mean you will face the final villain of Pokemon Scarlet in the same location as in Pokemon Violet? Will you also find the box legendary Pokemon in the same location for both games as well? I don't know, because that could lead to some pretty game-breaking or funny moments, like spawning both box legendary Pokemon on top of each other. Also, this would really detract from the immersivity of the games in multiplayer mode, which wouldn't make sense because of Game Freak's focus on the immersivity and open world nature of this game. Another possibility is that I'm imagining the multiplayer mode completely wrong. On the website, multiplayer claims to give a deeper experience. Does this mean multiplayer allows users exclusive, deeper content? Like would it transport all trainers to a specific location in the region that is only accessible to those engaging in multiplayer? Like a sort of exclusive feature to incentivize playing with friends who each own the game. I think this is a pretty Game Freak thing to do, making trainers able to access exclusive wild areas and exclusive locations in the new region with exclusive Pokemon. The reason why I think this is a possibility is because of the description on the websites, specifically the "you can explore the various locations of the region in these games with other players" part. Why couldn't they say "you can explore the regions in these games with other players"? Like, why did they have to include the various regions part? I don't know. I could be overthinking the nuances found in this sentence, but there's other evidence to support this line of thinking where multiplayer might only be supported in specific locations. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. The channel has grown a lot and it's thanks to you guys. I hope y'all have a fantastic day. So there's another observation that could support multiplayer being limited to various locations in the region. In the trailer, we can see the overworlds for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that are confirmed to be different. Take this snapshot. Some people are debating one of the pillars to represent Pokemon Scarlet and the other pillar found on the other side to represent Pokemon Violet, sort of divided and marked off by that imaginary line. But recognizing that the orange and grapes badge respectively represent Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and if you take a look at the badge, right above the door on the side that shows that grape pillar, you can see the same grape badge found on the pillar and above the door, leading me to believe both pillars on the grape side of the screen to have the grape badge in Pokemon Violet. Likewise, Pokemon Scarlet will have both pillars with orange badges and an orange badge above the door. Thus, I think we can expect overworld differences in the two games in some locations of the region. How will trainers of different games engage in the same multiplayer and explore the same areas with their friends and families if there are these overworld changes? Will it just appear as it should on the respective games during multiplayer? It could, but that also hurts the immersivity and co-op feel of the games. This may signify multiplayer only being limited to locations that don't have these differences between the counterparts. Also, another thing that's interesting to note is that we have not seen a co-op battle. We have not seen two trainers engaging in, for example, a double battle, meaning potentially that's not available. Additionally, when all four trainers are shown in co-op mode, we don't see any other NPCs or any ways to get into a battle, which, going back to my previous point, might signify that these double battles that we could be expecting to not be possible or included in the games. And in fact, the only other feature we see when this co-op mode is enabled is trading, which might be a bit disappointing considering that it's kind of very similar to the previous 20 years of the Pokemon franchise. Anyways, the gameplay is not final and Gamefreak could very well be hiding its secrets in the bag. And also, then again, nothing is confirmed, and honestly, this whole video could have been a waste of time if Pokemon Scarlet and Violet players can't engage in multiplayer together. Rather, only Pokemon Scarlet players can play with Pokemon Scarlet players and Pokemon Violet players can play with Pokemon Violet players. Then again, I want to hear your thoughts. I'm not perfect, so maybe you could share some insight onto this discussion. I believe this is an important discussion that many people have overlooked, so please share your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll try to read and answer as much of them as possible, and thank you for stopping by.